In the mid to late 2010s, three figures towered above the meme universe of comedy rap. Big Shaq, Roll Safe, and Unknown P all rose to fame quickly, but all faced the inevitable question: what happens after the meme? For the men behind them, these characters were both career launchpads and a creative crossroads. Big Shaq entered the world like a character ripped straight out of a London street corner offering out free fives. However, Big Shaq's ascension ultimately began with Michael Dapaah's mockumentary YouTube series, Somewhere in London. Somewhere in London was the result of years and years of Michael slowly developing a number of characters based upon his experiences growing up in London and the culture surrounding it. He co-created the series with long-term friend Marv Brown, who studied film and theatre with Michael at Brunel University. Michael played a number of characters on the show who became memes in their own right, such as Dr. Afori.
There's a lot of nice girls, but you're something that my eyes have taken a fancy to, you get me? Shanice,
yeah?
Your mouth is moving a lot like a rat. Yappa, 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 yappa. Shut it, please. Thank you, Shanice.
Community officer Patrick Clover.
Hello, mate. Yeah, my name's Patrick Clover. You call me Patrick? Yeah, you don't call me Pat. You don't know me like that, no.
MC Quakes, who got his name from Quaker Oats, and of course, Roadman Shaq.
Frisbee. I trap on the road, moving that cornflakes. Rice crispy. Whole time I get Whitney. On the road doing 10 toes. Like my toe.
I added Shaq into Somewhere in London in episode 3, so it wasn't in the original cast. The original cast was MC Quakes, Dr. Afori, Patrick, and then later on I added Shaq. I introduced him by episode 3 because he was had built his own like little audience, because I introduced him to the world just a little bit later.
Yeah.
In terms of the character sphere.
On the 29th of August 2017, Charlie Sloth invited Michael to showcase both characters MC Quakes and Roadman Shaq on BBC One Extra's Fire in the Booth. For those that don't know, Fire in the Booth is a staple within the UK music scene where grime and drill artists get platformed, cement reputations, and showcase freestyles. Instead of the serious tone artists usually have when entering the booth, Shaq delivered the now iconic Quick Maths freestyle. When he rapped, his lyrics were filled with wild statements and non sequiturs that parodied the structure of actual grime bars.
Boom. 2 + 2 is 4. -1, that's 3. Quick maths. Everyday man's on the block. Smoke trees. Hop out the 4-door with the 4-4. It was 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chilling in the corridor. Your dad is 44. The thing goes skrrrr. Pop, 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 pop. Skitty kid pop, pop. And the poop, poop, boom.
The absurdity of these lines, delivered with the straight-faced intensity of a rapper trying to impress, immediately went viral. Within hours, clips of the freestyle began to spread across the social media landscape of Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Shaq looked like he belonged in the booth, but was parodying every cliche that came with it. This piece of content quickly became bigger than Michael could have ever envisioned. People quickly began quoting "Man's Not Hot" everywhere. And I mean literally everywhere.
Yeah, we went in there, told Charlie this. Charlie was just like, yeah, bro, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just do your thing. It was mad because at the time I had just released the song Balance by MC Quakes. So you need to know the balance.
Oh yeah, I remember, bro. I remember.
Yeah. Barclays Balance. We've just shot the video for Balance. It's just come out. I'm going in there. Clear mind. I'm gonna go in there as 2 characters, but I want Balance to be the song that kind of goes. Just because obviously naturally
that's what's already out there.
Shot the video. It's it's kind of gaining a bit of traction.
Makes sense.
Recognizing this viral momentum and the need to seize upon this gigantic wave of clout, Michael quickly released a full studio track called "Man's Not Hot" the following month in September 2017. The track stormed the UK charts, peaking at number 3 and eventually going platinum and charting in numerous countries around the world. And when the music video dropped the following month, the song gained hundreds of millions of views on YouTube alone. By the end of 2017, "Man's Not Hot" was not just a UK meme, it was a global phenomenon. In the same month of virality, Michael appeared on The Breakfast Club, where throughout the interview, Charlemagne played his typical hard-ass interviewing style on Michael, by suggesting multiple times that people don't want to hear from him, but only Big Shaq.
Big Shaq. And I'm upset because I thought Big Shaq was an actual rapper. Man's Not Hot. I thought he was dead serious when he was in there with Charlie Sloth. Come to find out you a comedian. Yeah, hey, we call you Big Shaq. You got famous for being Big Shaq. We're gonna call you Big Shaq.
So, yeah.
Are you trying to go as Michael Dapaah now?
No, that's my name, standard. But obviously, Big Shaq is what obviously like.
Ain't no going back, bro. It ain't no going back. Let me tell you where you fucked up, bro. fucked up because...
You telling me I effed up?
Yes, I'm gonna tell you why.
Talk to me.
You should have just kept doing the character, man.
I don't go to every single place as Big Shaq
Gotcha.
because I don't want people to think that's all that I do.
Big Shaq can get way more pussy than Michael Dapaah.
Charlemagne went back to his old ways. He was trying too hard to be funny and was downright disrespectful. Salute to Michael Dapaah, keep pushing young king. I'm American, and I apologise on behalf of these radio shitheads. This is outright disrespectful to Big Shaq. Hold your head up high, bruv. I'm proud of you. Over the next year, Big Shaq was quite literally everywhere. Celebrities from Drake to Idris Elba referenced him, and Shaquille O'Neal even dropped a playful diss track in response. In nightclubs across continents, DJs dropped tracks and crowds shouted, He was taking the character on main stages of festivals, for God's sake. This guy was everywhere. For a moment in time, Big Shaq was just as recognisable as any mainstream rapper in Britain. It's easy to look at this moment as an overnight success, but before the Fire in the Booth appearance, Michael had already had over 200,000 followers on Instagram, had millions of views on his YouTube channel, and had grafted for years. During an interview, Michael stated, "People don't know whether it's real or staged. And that's the thing that makes it so interesting to them. Some people see you and they think that's actually how you are, and it's like, oh, he said hello to me. And I'm like, yeah, of course. They think I'm Shaq because when I play his character, I embody him so much. I make sure that I'm totally left out of it. I'm a creative comedic entertainer who enjoys bringing good content to the world. I'm not Big Shaq, Shaq is his own person. But the problem with this rapid ascension into the public eye raised the fact that it came with an equal intense pressure to follow up. Big Shaq was at the end of the day a comedy character. How long could he really sustain mainstream chart success? In 2018, Big Shaq released a follow-up song called Man Don't Dance, a sequel that leaned into the running gag but didn't really reach the same viral impact as Man's Not Hot. Later songs like Bust It Down in 2019 and Chicken Shop Freestyle in 2020 showcased a similar formula, but the cultural spotlight had largely shifted. Michael Dapaah understood this. In interviews, he explained that Big Shaq was one of many characters he could perform, but the public obsession had risked pigeonholing him. However, he said that he can't be upset with success. The character gave him a platform. What mattered was how he leveraged that platform into his other passions, not just a repeat gag over and over again.
He's a rapper, but it's not rapper. Yeah. What's a rapper, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
Tell me what's a rapper.
You just rap and you go to different countries. You've done it.
Bro, no, but I was saying, what is a rapper? This is entertainment. You're all telling the same story. It's gonna get to a point where, bro, it's like, all right, cool. Everyone can't be flipping telling the truth, bro.
Yeah.
Half of the world will be dead. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Everyone can't be flipping, spraying up the Mac and letting off the thing. But bro, some people really are.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But then there's a lot of people think that's mad fabricated.
Yeah.
So man, see like people try to play down certain things or say, oh no, but this was like, it's funny and da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, bro, it's flipping entertainment, bro.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Bro, it's the genuine realness.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I've got like, what, 2 or 3 songs that I think, obviously man's not has the biggest song, but there's other songs that's also done well. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you allow people and give people the opportunity to, they will try and water it down to to make it seem like, well, yeah, whatever, man, you're just doing your little thing. Bro, shut up, man. What are you doing?
In 2025, Big Shaq isn't like an active charting artist, but remains an immortal cultural reference. The phrases "man's not hot" and "the ting goes" are etched into meme history. Today, Michael is still doing more than well, and continues his creative journey, both balancing as an actor and his online projects and skits. On October the 11th, 2015, the character of Rollsafe was born in Hood Documentary, a YouTube mockumentary created by actor and writer K.O.D. Awumi alongside filmmaker Terrell Williams. The series followed Rollsafe, a man of the streets who swaggered through East London, philosophizing and fumbling his way through life. The pilot episode captured an archetype that so many people who have lived the British experience could relate to. Everyone has a friend who insists they have the keys to success, but can't even keep their fucking phone charged. K.O.D. got the idea for Rollsafe after just messing about after putting on Lisp while making vines with Tyrell. After realising they had captured something special, they decided to create a full YouTube mockumentary series. It was in the show where many viral moments and memes were created.
We're using that camera to record you, and we're gonna...
Hold on. I swear that's Ralph and them, man. Come.
The character of Rollsafe was well into the circulation of the meme world, but would be further amplified the following month after the documentary series was released. In November 2015, triple threat artist Rollsafe then appeared on Fire in the Booth with Charlie Slot and performed over a Daft Punk instrumental, which would ultimately send Rollsafe viral for the second time.
Heard that, you're moving kind of prejudiced right now.
What's that?
Prejudice, you're moving kind of prejudiced right now.
What's that?
When people, I read in a book one time, when people are kind of...
Prejudice. What is that? Now, fam, what is prejudice?
What I'm trying to say is that this can't be happening.
Rollsafe is the type of guy to cancel a doctor's appointment because he feels sick. Imagine becoming so iconic, you become a meme twice. After the success of the YouTube mockumentary and the virality of Fire in the Booth, KOD and Tyrell decided to pitch the show to the BBC. And in July 2016, the BBC commissioned Hood documentary for 6 5-minute pilot episodes. And it was in one of these episodes where one of Rollsafe's most viral moments came from. But funnily enough, it wasn't actually his rapping or comedic line that became a worldwide phenomenon. This short few seconds was transferred into a GIF, an image that literally became, arguably, one of the biggest memes or reaction images of all time, and marked basically the third time the character went viral for 3 completely different things. In 2016, shortly after the virality, KOD announced that he would be retiring the character of Rollsafe via Twitter to pursue other creative avenues. In the same year, he was interviewed by Chicken Shop Date star Emilian de Molenberg via Vice, where he stated, "In a way, I admire that Rollsafe is carrying on without us. Before, I was a bit cautious about being only known for Rollsafe, but now I say to myself that I know I'm an actor with an ability and a gift from God, so versatility is something I'm willing to embrace." On the 3rd of August 2020, 5 years after the virality of Rollsafe, KOD was interviewed on how he accidentally became a meme.
Someone just took those 3 seconds and made a meme. I was like, oh, people are watching the documentary. And I was like, well, the numbers aren't really increasing, so what's happening here? It's just a meme. I didn't go to university to become a meme. I went to university to tell stories, to be a storyteller, and it is what it is. But I mean, it makes people happy, right? So, whatever. Tara and I were always thinking about how we can promote the show. I wanted to go on SBTV, because there's this video of RS where he started to rap. He's like, listen, I don't think you're listening. And then he runs away, he misses the drop. People were like, we want to hear what he wanted to say. We want to hear the rap. I prepared a few bars before. It was so crazy because we didn't even speak about it. I just met Charlie, was like, what's going on, brother? You good? Yeah. I was like, you're right? Like, yeah. So I'm just gonna go for it, like, see what happens, yeah? I was like, let's do it. I love what you're doing, bro. I was like, likewise, brother. Then we just shot it and we made history. People thought I was an actual rapper, trying to get me on track. I was like, I'm an actor, sir.
After this video was released, most people realised they had no idea of the context behind the meme. Here I was thinking it was an American dude from the 80s, but he was actually a British guy from 2015. American, I thought this was Eddie Murphy. British people, it's my guy Rollsafe. Since the retirement of Rollsafe, KOD has solidified himself as a writer and actor, appearing in multiple seasons of his BBC show Enterprise and working on other projects. Unknown P was the third and arguably last big spoof UK rapper, but if Big Shaq was the parody of a roadman and Rollsafe was the philosopher of the block, then Unknown P was the complete inversion of that. Performed and created by Munya Chihuahua, Unknown P was a posh drill rapper who raps about slicing up zucchinis rather than slashing up ops. The character completed the posh stereotypes of dressing in tweed and speaking with an impeccable Oxford English. The brilliance of Unknown P lies in the fact that he's not just funny because he's posh, it also reveals the absurdity of class dynamics in British culture. Munya sought to take everything that he'd known about drill and flip it on its head. You see, drill has often been a genre that has been vilified by tabloids and politicians as the soundtrack of violence. So when Unknown P started rapping about pain au chocolat and riding round in a rover, it kind of became a bit ridiculous. Munya first introduced the character through his quickfire Instagram and YouTube sketches, where he built a reputation for fast turnaround parodies. Whenever a news story broke or a scandal happened, he would produce a skit or rap about it within hours, often using Unknown P to comment on it. But because of the success of the character online, on the 9th of May 2019, Munya was invited onto Fire in the Booth. This hilarious performance pretty much got instantly clipped up and used for meme material. In November 2020, Unknown P announced that he allegedly signed with Atlantic Records and released a debut single titled Piers Morgan. Although he didn't actually sign to the famous record label, the song continued Unknown P's posh and lavish backstory and was ultimately a hit, gaining millions of views across socials.
There is a drill song about you,
There is.
Piers Morgan.
There is.
It's not just about you, it's about the whole programme. And this is Munya
It's mainly
Chihuahua.
about me, though, isn't it?
Unknown P. He does this.
Sipping on tea, pass me a bourbon. Had to run a man down in my wellies, now I'm on telly.
Unknown P isn't a gangster. He's an associate of a consortium of individuals who engage in malicious activities. The funny thing is, no matter the parody, Unknown P actually has some serious bars. My measuring stick was to see how drill artists respond to it. I see them enjoying and commenting on the videos. Unknown T likes the character, and he said to me it's allowed some people to discover his music. If what I was doing was really offensive and trivializing real issues, I think there would be less of an embrace from the music community. Unlike Big Shaq, whose viral fame revolved around 1 or 2 hit songs, Unknown P was part of a wider arsenal of characters Munya deployed across his socials. Drill was often demonized when performed by working class black youth, but celebrated when co-opted by posh figures. And Unknown P kind of made that hypocrisy kind of hard to ignore.
You know, drill music was in the media and it's being demonized, but then I would see all these clips going viral of like these super posh kids at these private schools doing drill and everyone being like, oh my god, isn't it so adorable? So in my mind I was like, well, it would be the antithesis of a posh person doing drill is really interesting to me. So I developed this character called Unknown P. He was UK's first posh drill rapper, hailed from Surrey. I started doing all these raps, and before you knew it, like, it exploded. So I did a Fire in the Booth, which, by the way, I think most people have seen that, but I thought that was terrible, and I almost pulled it 5 minutes before we went live. Thankfully we didn't. But it got to the point where it was so out of control that people like Meek Mill and Doja Cat were tweeting Unknown P, thinking he was a real person. And Americans do still think he's a real person.
This social commentary was further explored in his YouTube original series, Race Around Britain, which alongside guests tried to poke fun at racial ignorance through stunts and comedy characters, which went on to win a BAFTA. But Munya successfully ensured that Unknown P didn't box him in as a creative. He transitioned into stand-up comedy and acting on TV shows, stating that he wants to be a Swiss Army knife of TV shows. Looking at Big Shaq, Roll Safe and Unknown P side by side, you see not just 3 funny characters, but 3 distinct commentaries of modern British culture. For their creators, each persona was both an opportunity and a challenge. Michael embraced Big Shaq's viral fame, but has worked hard to prove his range. KOD resists being trapped by Roll Safe, pivoting towards more narrative-driven projects. And Munya leveraged Unknown P into a wider comedy empire, using him as one weapon in a bigger arsenal. But ultimately, in times in their career, they have been blessed with the curse with their characters becoming bigger than life. It shows incredible talent that although these characters are what they're most well known for, it hasn't defined them. Thank you so much for watching this video, it really does mean a lot to me. Make sure to follow me on all of my socials at Phat Mima, like, subscribe and comment below what you want to see next.